1 2 1 test 1 2 1 1 1 2 1 tests 1 2 1.
Hello. Welcome to our Fireside chat for this nice Thursday at Kodjefi building. This week is special. It's about women in tech, and we are mostly talking about women, by women, to women. So I'm very happy to welcome three wonderful ladies here. Merilin from Ericsson, Kristel is from LHV, and Kadi is from Nortal. We are talking today, I think, a lot about your stories, how you came to be in IT. I hope we have a lot of questions from the audience. You can use the QR code for Slido, as you can see. So let's get going. First, I think we'd all like to get to know about you a bit more. So how about we start with Merilin? Tell me how you came to be in IT and what do you do today at Ericsson?
Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Merilin and I work for Ericsson Estonia, and I am heading the IT department actually. But my story is a bit, it was a bit of a twist in a sense that I started by studying telecommunications actually. So that's how I kind of ended up in a telecommunications company. And inside the company I did this kind of transfer from more like developing like network related processes to starting to kind of look into how we can improve the tools for these processes, like meaning IT systems, and then eventually then did a step inside the company to fully IT. So, and at the moment I'm leading IT support and operations team in Ericsson Estonia.
So how big is your team?
My team is 32 people.
Okay. Kadi.
Hi, my name is Kadi, as already said. Work in Nortal. I've worked in Nortal for almost 8 years now. And my background, actually, I have a master's degree in physics. So studied something whole different, did my master's, and then worked in a company that sold like different heavy machinery. Because my thesis was about different lubricants for machinery. So I ended up in a sales job that I did for 2 years. And then I discovered that, okay, I can do it. A lot of communicating with people, networking and so. But I found that I'm not really enjoying it. I had some friends who worked in IT, and they told me, like, with your background, I think you would be a good analyst in an IT company. So I decided to go and see what it's about. And at that time, there was this summer university in Nortal, which meant a kind of internship program for people who are not previously involved in IT. And that's how I started from there. And I remember while doing the test assignment, I remember the thought that, okay, I've done this sales job, but I cannot understand what they want from me. But I didn't know that I missed thinking that much. So like from that moment on, it's always been like interesting in IT because there are so many different options, so many different projects. Thank you.
Yes, hello. My name is Kristel, and I'm from LHV Estonian side. So we also have LHV UK. And how to say, I myself thought that my story is very common. I studied IT, did the masters in IT, and worked in IT, so everything is IT. But it's not so common, I guess, around here. But I even when I speak with different like people, mostly women, I don't see too many women like who started like me. So very many have transformed at some point. So I seem to be a special case then. But yeah, this is how I came to IT. So from the start. But yeah, what I do, I'm head of financing products development, so it's product management, product development, so all concerned to that, and banking, doing financing, it's kind of like a primary pillar. And I have approximately 60 people. Why approximately? Because we are hiring, and then some people like move, and 60 is quite a big number, so things happen with people and around people, and reorganization and so on and so forth. So yeah, and yeah, I'm the head of some team leads, some product managers, and then architects is also in my team. So
Okay, very nice to hear your stories. I wanted to ask about some kind of stereotypes and maybe misconstructions you had, especially Kadi, that you did not start in IT. And what were your thoughts before you kind of got into it? What were your expectations, and were they met or totally not?
I actually didn't know like too much about working in IT beforehand. I had some friends working in IT as developers, as quality assurance engineers, some analysts. So like I knew that it was there, but what it meant, what they did was kind of vague for me. So when I enrolled into the summer university and I got the spot there, everything was very interesting for me because I had to learn new things. There was like so much to do with making connections between different stuff. Regarding stereotypes, I think mostly they were like not so many, or like we all have heard like IT guys are some guys with long hair and sit in the dark somewhere. I would say that I was rather surprised that there were just a few of those as well. They are there, but it's not all them. Like, and also I would say that the stereotypic developer is someone who's like wants to stay in their dark corner, but actually developers or people in IT, they are quite good communicators, so and good at socializing as well. So I think that their stereotypes are like being broken more and more.
Yeah. I think we've talked a lot about doubts and fears and maybe even stereotypes, but thinking about Ericsson, for example, how many women work in Ericsson and in IT in Ericsson? Because I mean, my stereotype would be it's a very manly company. Is it?
Indeed, it is, in a sense that Ericsson Estonia is a manufacturing company, which in itself is also quite male-dominated. It's not like in every department, but in general, if you think about manufacturing, some engineering jobs and so on. So, but yeah. So I don't have the exact number of but what I can talk about my team. In my team, we are 32, and maybe out of the 32, we're 5 who are women. So people in engineering positions, IT support positions, rather are not women. And it's not because we wouldn't want to have women. Ericsson is very much supportive of diversity, like equality and so on, but simply there are not so often candidates. So that's maybe one reason that just don't have the pool of candidates to choose from. But in general, I think it's getting better overall.
So, Kristel, we were talking about LHV, that you had a kind of number that amazingly a lot of women work in.
Yesterday in the morning we spoke a little bit about this topic, and I did a little research in our product development part. So we have approximately 240 people working on the product development in LHV. So it's kind of like a quarter of our all bank people, and from that 35% are women. It's quite a big number. I don't know the total number in bank. I didn't check this up, but it should be also quite rather high, because it's banking and it's economics, and so it's quite popular among women. But 35 women, and when looking into more detail, then it was very surprising even for me to understand that 50% in leading positions are women. So quite interesting, also including me. And when I'm speaking from my position, we have 4 area managers that cover all the product areas. Then 3 out of 4 are women. So quite interesting. But not only like manager or leading positions are popular among women. It was very good to see, because I didn't know the statistics beforehand, that 1/3 is engineers, women engineers. So very nice. And working for me, the one and only tech lead, women tech lead. And this is something like extraordinary, because it's more like becoming an architect already, and it's very technical position. And when taking into account a separate part of a department that is not product development, but it's more like operations, infra, and such, it's more technical, then there we also have the similar ratio like Merilin told. So much less women. But in product development, where we have product managers, product owners, used to be IT analysts, but not anymore in this sense, we have quite many. And one part, I guess, is this communication side.
Mm-hmm.
If I may add that in Nortal, I'm a project manager. I think I didn't mention that earlier, but also in Nortal, altogether in Estonia, it's 40% of people, or like 40% is women.
Mm-hmm.
And then even in the position of developers, I think the percentage was 27%. And also team leads, tech leads among that. But yes, as said, the product department or product ownership and analysts, that's more, I think, still kind of, there are more women than that.
Yeah, and it seems that I read research beforehand, just like browse it through, and it said that in a decade in Europe, the percentage in women in this information technology area hasn't changed. It was in Europe, I guess, 17%, so it's not much at all. In Estonia, it was 20, so we are, it seems, above the average.
That's good to hear. I think we all like to know that we are better at something than others. But I'd like to ask you now maybe and a different kind of question, and then maybe somebody from the audience would also want to ask something. But what do you hate about IT, working in IT, and what do you love about it? Is there something that you could, actually say this is really annoying, and this I love very much?
I think I would say that I love how many different options there are. Like, it's never boring. You have so many different domains that you can work for. So, like, the basic processes of the work that you're doing, or the job that you're doing, or the job description are the same, but the area that you're working on or for might be totally different. So that, like, there's always something new to learn. I would say that that's something that I love, the versatility of it.
Then I have to add what I hate. So maybe it's like a different side of the coins. So one thing is that you are in a continuous change. You always have to study, learn, do your systems. If you stop developing them, then they are old and dead. So you have to always keep working with them. It's like, but the downside is then you have always the legacy. Something is not working on fire, so you have to quickly fix something, and things happen even in live. So kind of good, hate that. I wouldn't say I hate it, but it's like not the positive side maybe, but it's connected to the work. Like things happen if you develop, so they even have to happen, because I don't know how many projects you can deliver without any problems in live, or it's usual, and you have to get used to it.
Yeah, I can add that I like the idea of how important actually technologies for the business. I like that actually without that actually the nowadays businesses wouldn't even exist. So I like to be part of that, like how we can actually innovate, how we can provide ways of simplification, how we can improve the company actually. So that's really like the feeling of you're valuable, you're needed, it's important. Downside, since especially now in this role I'm working on the operations side of things, so obviously when something is down you don't like it. So it's something that is stressful, so escalations, it depends. I mean, for us it means that the whole factory is down, people are sitting on benches and maybe they even have to be sent home because there's nothing they can do. The machines won't work, so it's so interconnected everything. So in these moments you're like, okay, it's tough, but it's not happening luckily every day or very very often or even weekly or monthly. So, but when it happens, it's painful. Yeah.
Okay. Does somebody have a question from the audience? Yes. The full package.
Okay, someone told me to speak more into the microphone.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. I think it starts from here. I have never thought about, like, I'm different from this other gender, so why should I? Like, it's from the beginning. I guess it was one reason why I then chose to go there, especially. It was quite men-driven, so and yeah, there have been like years and meetings and manager meetings and so on, where I was the one and only woman and maybe even the youngest one. It was quite okay. Where am I? But it's nothing. Like I don't like consider this like special. I even maybe I don't connect with this word. I gave up or I didn't give up. There's nothing to give up. I'm just doing my stuff, what I like to do, and this is it. And yes, I'm a manager, so it means I have been also specialist, like 5 years in IT. I was an IT analyst, and almost 2 years I was a solution architect. But it was a little bit like leading role, even the IT analyst part. And for me, the change came then to become a manager, and then to also play a role to get this diversity, like different genders, different mindsets, and I really respect the diversity part. So I'm adding up to that. I'm contributing into that. So yeah. Did I answer your question now, or what was this? Okay.
So that question was to Kristel, especially, I understood, but do you have any other questions at the moment? No? Well, I do. I wanted to ask you, how do you grow professionally? Like, we have the age of AI now and all it seems really, really, really fast-paced everything. So how do you keep yourself professionally capable, let's say? What do you do every day?
So, like we already told also, I guess we are speaking like the same. When you want to work in IT, you have to continuously you have to be interested in improving yourself. It doesn't mean I do coding. I really have to say my coding time was in the school. But yeah, otherwise, like podcasts, books, podcasts mostly, it's really easy to plug and play, so to listen different where the world is going. So AI of course comes through company also. So company offers some tools, maybe some conferences. Also, I see our LHV women here, so they also like improve themselves. And this is the same what we do. We connect. I have to also say, I wanted to say it from the first place that Estonia seems to be so small that even here we are like connected. For example, Mari-Liis is my very good friend, and we are suddenly here, like sitting together. So this is the women in IT now. So it's like three of us. But it's not like that anymore. But we are really experienced. It's 20 years. So how we study is through work. So work pushes you to improve yourself.
Yeah, I would add up on that yes, you study or develop as you go, because if you're not keeping up with everything, you're gonna be left off the train. You don't want that. And it's interesting for yourself. Like if you get the new kind of I don't know, thread from somewhere. Okay, where does this go? What's more there? And like a new topic or something. AI, like what can we do? How can we use AI in our advantage, in our projects or for the clients? How to develop better, how to get better myself at I don't know anything. So yeah, it's kind of comes with the job, and you have to be curious. So yeah.
Merilin, you want to add?
Yeah, also been kind of lucky that the companies I worked for always were also kind of driving change, and they were encouraging people to learn, offering lots of opportunities to learn both theoretically as well as through practice. So I was lucky to work with some very knowledgeable and professional colleagues, and you learn from them as well a lot. Maybe that's one thing.
Share a proud moment at work. What were you proud of? I don't know, last week, last month, last year. What makes you proud of yourself? Maybe your team?
Yeah, I would have to say that like when the team succeeds, because for example, one of the projects that I'm managing is we are developing the elections system for Estonia. So this is kind of important. I think everyone knows what it is, not the e-voting part though. So when you go to the station, then like what they use there, all of the back office tool, it's huge. But when the client comes to us and says that, do you know guys that this year the elections has gone as smooth as possible. It never has been that smooth. So that means that we have done a really good job, that my team has done a really good job. So I think like this is when I'm most proud, when we get really good feedback from the client, or my team actually. Yeah.
Well, the silence before wasn't because I don't know about what to be proud of. It's so many things. It's so many things. Like if I'm thinking like at this moment, so it's like 10 things at least. So it's I'm proud of my team. So I have built this team, and they are working like very nicely. They are very good people. They are doing like really like contributing into the company's success. So it's amazing. So okay, the team, the people, of course, every people who have like also like grown, who I also have maybe encouraged or somehow like supported or coached. It's very like, oh wow, the people are like, I see the success or some steps of success. So it's very, very nice to see, and proud of that. So recently I went to my child, to my small child's school, 2nd grade, and I spoke about like money and investing. So it's a bank thing, but the small children, like they were like looking and very interested. And afterwards my child came home and there was one question also during this class. So how old are you? So I said that, oh, okay, I'm 42. So old, but something like I looked good, also proud. but afterwards, when my child came home and said like, everyone wants to be now like you, I thought, oh, it's so sweet. I don't know even why, because I was talking about money, or because I was like old enough but not but looking good enough. I don't know, but it's also something to be proud of. It's not only like work things, so it's so many things.
I'll give the mic to you, but I just remembered one more thing while Kristel was talking. Then I can relate to that, like people succeeding, your people succeeding, or one really proud moment also is like when you get to put together a team. You look at the individuals and they're like, okay, they're very different people, and suddenly they come to work together like a perfect, well-performing team. That's also like finding the right people to work together. That's also a good feeling.
I add that up to that, it's sometimes it's so hard, but if you see the success coming and then the results coming and so on, it's very rewarding. Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree with all what you said. And as a manager, of course, you succeed through the team, and whenever they do well, you feel also part of that pride. But just some specific moments also, I remember like some, we had some global kind of hackathon. I was working back there, at the time in Telia, and our team was winning some kind of global case, and that was brought up, and I was like, oh, that's my team, you know, very, very proud moment. Or even it can be something small, like this week we had to go, myself and one team member, we had to go to the management board and convince or kind of explain why we have to kind of, why is it reasonable to cancel one project that we had been already doing for 1 year basically. And they immediately understood, and they were saying back the feedback that, oh, it's a long time that we, since we have made the decision so quickly, thanks for explaining it so simply and clearly. So I was like, okay, thanks, good day. So something like that can be also.
Yeah, true. I think we did experience nice teamwork today, and some of you did know each other before, but most of us were met for the first time this week. So I think we should be proud of our work today. The scratch pieces of work. I think it was a cool exercise. Do we have any questions? No. Everybody's. Yes, Linda? You mean the personal life and work life? Okay, so I'll repeat the question that, well, I don't know if I can repeat it. It was a long and interesting question, but I think when you answer, you can refer to a question back. But there was one question from the audience in my here as well. I don't know if it was from you, but it was but it was about balancing work and other life. Let's say that maybe that's the core of the question.
I think how much time you actually devote or spend on your work really doesn't depend if it's IT or something else. If you are, I don't know, passionate about your job or hardworking or ambitious, whatever, you do it anyway, right? It can be anywhere, this challenge of work-life balance. So in that sense, I think it's more like a personal regulation topic rather than IT topic in that sense, right? But yeah, I think I also have grown over time to value the personal life more than maybe in the 20s, you know, like the personal time and finding a good balance. How I do it, I just consciously thinking about it consciously. And
but
also
then when something is broken at the factory.
When something is broken, then you have to deal with it.
24/7.
But luckily it's not every day, so it's not an everyday issue. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, planning. A lot of planning, but yeah, as if something is hitting the fan, then you have to deal with it. So you give and take from like one day, the other day you can kind of get it back for your own life. So you have to discipline yourself and plan for some things, I guess.
So what can I add? Balancing. Sometimes I'm not good at it because I kind of like I'm lost somewhere deep in my thing that I'm very like passionate and I want to like maybe understand more or whatever. Like this can be out of balance sometimes. Of course, also then when something hits the fan, of course. But yeah, sometimes it's like a continuous exercise. You have to. I'm old enough, like 2 decades or plus 2 decades already working, so should understand when you have your like limits, burnout limits or something like that. So you kind of like learn it even hard way if needed. But yeah, like I said before, if you have to like continuously improve yourself, you can somehow be also like how to say, like I do, like listen podcasts while you are maybe jogging or walking or whatever. So you can, and also I have some friends from IT, for example, Mari-Liis, and sometimes we discuss different things. So it's also different sides that you then, it's quite work-related stuff that we talk about. So again, you are studying through that also, like this community, what you have around you. So it's you can connect like your personal life, but it starts, I guess, from yourself. So how much you want to put into your work, and if you are passionate, then probably you will put more there. And I would, of course, suggest to be this way. Other ways, you just I just need a job where I do my job 8 hours and then I just leave. I don't think it's possible. Also for those women, at least in the beginning, where you do your transformation, you have to study quite a lot, so to understand. But if you get the feeling that you understand, it's again rewarding, very rewarding to understand how data is moving, how systems are working together, whatever is your like area that you have to understand. So it's very, very rewarding afterwards if you know. Yeah.
Okay, well, considering that we have a lot of people here who actually do not work in IT like you do, so what would be your advice to these lovely ladies here and maybe listening to us over the video, that if you think that I'm too old, I'm not technical enough, I don't know, I didn't like maths at the school, what would be your advice to people? Should they enter IT? Should they consider a career in IT?
If you're interested in IT, how things work, then definitely, because there's, as said already before, there are so many different domains. Like your previous life knowledge or your previous career can help a lot in IT as well. How to understand some IT systems that are maybe in the specific domain that you have some knowledge about. So yeah, definitely it is worthwhile.
Yeah, I think if you already have the bit of curiosity, then just go for it and try it out. Nothing to really lose. And I think it's more to gain. And also in that sense that IT is there are so many different opportunities. There are so many different jobs. And if you didn't like, I don't know, programming and or maths or whatever, it doesn't mean you cannot work in IT. There are so many different roles. I mean, from design work to analytics to just, I don't know, analyzing user requirements, what the users really need to kind of deliver that information to the software developers. I mean, so many. I think there's a fit for everybody. I mean, for all kinds of personality types to all kinds of skills. And I mean, I would really encourage, if you have the slightest interest, then just try it out.
Okay, I will add up to that, because at first I wanted to say you cannot escape IT. When looking forward, you cannot escape. But maybe there are like two like parallel worlds. One side is all is IT and you have to somehow be connected to that. Whatever was your previous background, physics or whatever, you are somehow connected to the IT. You just cannot escape that. And maybe the other part is then who are then using all the agents and robots and so, and maybe this is like not interested enough into IT. But the first thought, like, you cannot escape, but probably there are people who can, like, who are then using all the results that we, the IT side, then create robots or whatever kind of stuff that we come up with. Probably it will be this way, but yeah, what can I then suggest to you? But I already told, like, be curious, listen to the podcast, find someone that you are like, that someone like a company even that can inspire you, or people, or like this community, even maybe this community. I don't know if you like keep on like talking afterwards. I don't know, but it would be useful, because then you you can like support and nurture, like somehow like push each other to take the first steps at least. And I would say the same, like what is there to lose? Like just try. And if you think like starting salaries in IT are maybe like the same like average salaries in Estonia, so what is there to lose? Just start with the junior position and go on from there.
Yeah, maybe about like some positions in IT and about the mindset. One role that we are actually all doing in our everyday lives, if we're using some systems, computers, you're testing everything. So if you're using a system somewhere, try to think like, what can I don't know, where maybe there's a field that I can input something, like, why does it work this way? Or, what's going on with the data in the background? Or like, if I click this, how do I get to the next page? So this is testing. This is a really big part of IT. Like, nothing can get out from like delivery, nothing can be delivered without testing. So think of you already as testers, for example.
Right. I think that's a good advice. Curiosity has been mentioned several times. I think that's probably a prerequisite, and you all have it a lot since you are here and you have some interest in a field that you are not comfortable in yet. I hope in the future you will be. So maybe let's touch upon slightly more that why we are here, all women, talking to women, about women. So what is it that makes this field then where women don't feel yet that much comfort maybe, although Estonia is better than maybe other European countries, but still, what do you think are the main, what do you see in your work life, for example? What holds people back if they want to advance a career in, let's say, in your company?
I can then start. So it's the usual things, that women are maybe not confident enough, so overthinking. So they have to check all the boxes before they like at all like go to an interview or even apply. So it's very usual stuff. And maybe just to add, like, maybe I'm assuming, but it's my assumption that even when we have worked like a decade or 2 decades or whatever decades in this field, it doesn't mean that we know everything. It's again a joke. So if you have studied IT, then of course for your like family, like you are this IT guy who knows everything. So my printer is not working, can you help me? So I don't know, install Windows, whatever. So everything. Of course the IT field is so big. So but it's similar, like doctors also. Like you have different kind of doctors, and maybe the teeth doctor doesn't know what's with the eyes. So it's same with the IT. We don't know everything, and also in our area there is so much information. You can never know everything. It's a little bit then fake it till you make it. So again, this confidence comes then back, that you have to somehow through experience and through studying like create your own like reality, so to say, how you see things, and you then add up to that.
Yeah, I agree that it's mostly maybe your ambitions are somewhere else as well. So you have like different areas that you want to thrive in, and yeah, the confidence and feeling that I have a fear to fail somewhere, or like
the confidence, I guess.
Mostly even the women in IT, when I'm talking about, for example, this tech lead, this one tech lead woman who we have in LHV, it has taken like some time to encourage this woman to, you are good enough, like, just like, you are like, and she also transferred from another, like, she was banking background she had, so she understood the domain very well. So, but now the technical side also, it's like a perfect combination. So, but still we needed to somehow like coach and push her. So, do it. You are good enough. So it's also we see it in everyday life when we have to somehow support women. We have to really like support ourselves also, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it might come back also in schools, or what kind of career choices girls are kind of even considering, or I've heard some statistics. I don't have numbers, but I've heard that women tend to arrive to IT later than boys, right? So so there are a lot of like this career transition going on. It's better later than never, so it doesn't matter. But simply, I guess what could society do better is already start earlier, like how to say, encouraging girls to choose not only IT but any engineering job or career. And also, I think role models, the more maybe we see that they are successful, or like just not even doesn't have to be top successful, just to see other women working in IT can give confidence and even give a thought that, oh, actually that's also an option. I could do that also, or I can choose that also. It's not that I'm a stranger among men. But yeah, that's kind of, looking back, it's even weird to think how we ended up here. But in the field I studied in telecommunications, it was the same. We had only 3 girls graduating to the school, so I mean, it just somehow happened. I happened to be one of them. Yeah.
Any new questions arrive? Yes. Do you want to take the mic? Sure. So everybody can hear you. So the other day we heard some kind of depressing statistics for current like number of applicants per position, and purely out of curiosity, since we're talking about kind of gender equality and encouraging women to enter the field, are women kind of preferentially selected or treated any differently in the application process? No? Okay.
To my knowledge, no. It's mostly, I would say, like, sometimes I'm also part of the, what's the word in English now? Recruitment processes, yeah. And basically, if I know to which team or to which project I need someone, then it's very much about the interview and how the person feels to me, how I can see what their like strengths are, and who are we actually looking for. The gender, I would say, does not matter that much. It's like if you are confident, if you show that you want to know things, that you are able to learn and you're eager to learn new things, then everything is like you have all the chances. Yeah.
That would have been actually my next question about recruitment, actually. That what kind of candidates, I don't know how much you recruit now every day, but maybe you have some knowledge that what is most important in a candidate? Like, I think curiosity and wanting to learn is something that I heard here, but do you recruit people now?
Yes.
So yeah. What makes a CV stand out? What makes you want to ask somebody to an interview?
Yeah, when you look at the CV, you look more like on the professional background, or at the if there's a fit to that role. But when you see the person, meet the person, talk to the person, then this is where the personality matters the most, I would say. Like the fit. Of course, it's an advantage if you have worked in a similar thing, or you can bring out your experiences that fit to the role, of course. But never, if all that is okay, but the personality doesn't fit, it's a no-go. So that's for me the kind of the red line in that sense, that that's the most important.
So what are we looking from a candidate? Yeah, we look at the CVs. Sometimes they are so random, so it's like, I don't know, do they even read the recruitment advertising, job advertiser? I don't know. I don't know. I just recently, it was a very experienced role that I recently recruited, just like some weeks ago. I had over 100 applicants, and there are very different ones. So, but when I met the people, there were several that kind of like felt connected to this advertisement and somehow explained to me then. And it was already like good to understand if they somehow connected, and I see some kind of spark in their eyes. This is something. Of course, there are skills, and this was an experienced senior role, so of course I needed someone, because this person is someone who then teaches the others, who can then maybe not be that senior. So it depends, and of course the personality, but sometimes or quite often we cannot like we can see it's a nice person, but sometimes the fit doesn't fit like later on.
Yeah, I agree that this is actually the trickiest part to assess, because and it comes with a bit of experience as well, but still we do also, I've made also mistakes that the person looks like a very good fit, but later just doesn't perform, and these things happen anyway. But yeah.
I wanted to say about, like, you were talking about senior roles, but regarding maybe junior roles, that maybe this is more like the topic right now here, then still, again, like, have you read the job application or like the description of the job? Have you done some background search, like what it means? What could it be? Maybe you have some own ideas, or like ask questions more. Be like interested in what's going on. Maybe you have some totally out of the box questions about the topic that the recruiter or the company recruiting has not thought about, that like makes you spark out, or like, yeah.
Yeah, it's connected to the junior roles probably. When talking about Kood also, I did there also a little research. We have 4 Kood people working in LHV. At least one working for me also, and very good one. So skilled up and everything is, and engineer also, so very good. Yeah, I just wanted to like ask, when we are talking about junior roles, then again, this spark, this curiosity, you want to learn, again, this background, what you said, that you really like somehow understand where you are applying. You should understand the company also a little bit, and if the research is done, you stand out. But of course you should stand out before even like when we choose from the hundreds, let's say. But Kood, I guess, stands out a little bit.
Yeah, to add like how to stand out even before, because like test assignments are also a thing that's important. And if you have in your CV, in your resumes, like some things to point out that I have used my skill that I learned somewhere here to do something in my everyday life, to, I don't know, automate something, or like use IT to get things like running more smoothly, or like if you can name some things that you have done to use your new skills, or that might be helpful in that job as well, that's also something that's really, really useful, I think.
I think it's really good advice. I mean, it's totally annoying when somebody applies to a job and then they are so overconfident and they haven't even looked at your website, what do you do, and they only sell themselves. So that's something. I think there's been a lot of advice around that. That's don't send your CV to hundreds of job applications, copy-paste. You will not stand out then.
And even we see like applicants who just apply to different jobs. It's even like not consistent that you want IT job. Maybe there is like several different, and even don't understand where's the connection. So this person is just like a serial applier.
Maybe they like LHV. Okay, so we have about 8 minutes of this hour left. Raise your hand if you have questions. No, not at the moment. I wanted to ask, just maybe like more to the reflecting on your journey, let's say. What word would you describe to describe your journey? Like one word. Okay, maybe two. Silence in the air.
Okay, constant development, because you always like, if you step into a new room, you have new people to learn to work with, for example, if the job even is the same. So constant development, I would say.
I would use also, I thought about the word, what to use, but I first thought maybe builder, but it's not a good word. Maybe then developer, but not from the code side. I would say it's more like overall developer, not initiator. It's developing. It's thinking, observing, and developing yourself. But I'm not talking about myself only, because I have been in a leading position for like 15 years already. So developing the people, the teams, how to put them together, how to work together, how to somehow have the synergy. So this is developing, but not only like people side, it's also this technical side, architecture, and working together in the company. So it's also, everything is like development, and this is my specialty, I guess. I have chosen the companies where I can really contribute. It's something like my cup of tea, and this is something that I also want to maybe say to you also, that one part is curiosity, and the field is broad, so you can choose whatever you want, but the other thing, you have to know yourself also. You have to know your strengths, and when I started in IT and also choose IT, I didn't know exactly, so is this for me? I just went, like I was 18 years old and just went to study that and so on. But after 1 year working in as an IT analyst, a senior manager already told me, so you should consider management roles. Probably it was something that she already saw in me, but I didn't know myself. So it's kind of like you should understand yourself also. But maybe you don't know when you are 18. But now we are not talking about 18 years old. And that's probably also what Merilin said, why women tend to transfer a little bit later. Maybe they do the inner research, and maybe they find something that, okay, now I'm more interested into going into IT and technical side. Not afraid anymore, maybe a little bit more confidence and so on. So this is something I would also point out.
For me, this constant development clicks as well, but I will put it a different way. It's a mix of intersection maybe of technology and people. I've been always in a context of technology and working with people. So it's kind of where I like to be and what I like to do. So, and not that you don't have to be a manager for that, but you can be just a team, part of a team, or contributing, not just alone, but as a part of the team, and building teams, but through technology. So it's like a blend. So that's my theme.
It seems you do all like to build something, or build a lot. You are builders. Okay, maybe I'll wrap up with a question about what kind of work-related dream you have not realized yet. What do you want to achieve next? Is there a special project you want to work on? Is there some kind of new field you'd like to explore? What are your dreams regarding your own work future? You have probably thought about it.
I think not thinking about like a dream, but I know kind of a new challenge for me would be like with the projects that I have worked on until now, and I can see some areas that there are so many different counterparts with the same topic. And this is again goes together with the building and developing stuff, or also working with people, that how do you steer a topic together so that like the different counterparts all work together in a like well working environment, and they do have the same goal, but sometimes it's like they're working in silos. So like how I think this would be like a challenge for me that I'm like kind of trying to take up, but want to succeed in that.
For me, it's more like about what experiences I would like to have in the future. I've thought about maybe, since I have been working in very big corporations so far, like to try something that is not so big, just to see how it would feel then. But it's not like I'm going anywhere at the moment, but at some point in time, I would like to experience something that is a little bit smaller. Like at the moment, I work for 100,000 employee company, so so something maybe smaller.
It cannot go bigger anymore. Yeah, okay, what's for me? So I wouldn't like to discuss about I don't know what kind of future I even don't see. Let's leave the doors and thoughts open. Let's see. But at the moment we are in Latvia in a quite we have quite many changes. We have started or initiated the product mindset like 1.5 years ago. So it means we put together product management and development. Like I said, I'm product development now. So for me, it's also a journey to somehow contribute into that. What I want to achieve is to see results. But it's not like this is the thing. We only put like this and that together and that's it. It's somehow connected to your topic, Kadi, that we need to work together in the company. And another thing is like we only have like 1,000, but it's hard enough. So to somehow cooperate and find the synergy there and go to the same direction together. I'm talking from IT part, but I'm talking about the company. So it's not like a different thing. We are doing the same thing, the same goals, and we have to somehow interact and connect our dots so that we really get the results. And I want to see the result. And as a experienced senior manager already, I have to also timeline it, and I'm saying that after 3 years approximately should see the small success stories already. But we are already halfway in, so half time to go. Let's see. If it's not good enough, then I should then maybe look into mirror myself also. I'm not the only one contributing into that. It's all the company, but I feel some connection there and responsibility also from my side. This is like a smaller, but it's also 1.5 years or 2 years. So let's see what comes out there.
Okay, thank you. Obviously, work inspires you, and I think it seems that it motivates you as well. So that's great to hear. Thank you very much for spending this time with us. We probably have time to one-on-one questions later on as well. But thanks for coming, and thanks for sharing your thoughts. Thanks for the questions, and let's continue talking. All right.